a motor vehicle is defined.
That's not the dictionary I follow, man.
That's what. Then you have a conflict of interest with the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court, which is the highest law of this land, follows Black's Law's dictionary. So I'm not interested in contracting with you or following anything that.
Oh wow, he fucking knows his shit, eh?
You guys are following.
Of course he does, man.
The Supreme Court is beyond that. But let's just take the motor vehicle code. The definition of my understanding of a motor vehicle is a vehicle that is doing commerce on the roadway. It even gives definitions in the code. It says tractor, trailer, bus, or a taxi. Right? Taxi driver, bus driver, truck driver. I am not a driver because I'm not transporting or in the act of trafficking any goods or peoples. I am.
Let me ask you a question. What were you doing right there on Colfax then? Operating the motor vehicle. Would you consider yourself a driver?
No, absolutely not. A driver by definition. I understand there's a colloquialism that we don't understand here, or maybe they haven't told us or we don't understand, but the word driving by definition means you must be employed by somebody. So I was not driving. I was traveling in my private property from point A to point B, which, like I said, the Supreme Court has upheld many times. I have the right to do so. If I was, let's say, doing Uber or some form of hauling goods or services on the roadways, then yes, the government has a right to know that I can operate the roadway to do that business and then tax me, of course. But I'm not doing such. I'm traveling from point A to point B in property that I purchased privately and legally and lawfully.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is your name, man? Why do you not want to identify yourself?
I just believe that nothing personal to you. I have had some incidents in the past where any information that I give, as you know, can and will be used against me in a court. And I don't believe that I have any necessity to give any information.
You see my name.
Right. But you're required to produce your name because you are a government employee. It actually says I can ask you for 3 forms of ID, which you have to produce. You cannot ask me for. This is by my understanding of you guys' contractual law to uphold the Constitution and even the codes, quote unquote, of the state and the city. My understanding of that is I am not required to provide any information unless I'm being charged or some kind of crime is suspected, which I don't believe.
You're being charged for violating traffic code right now.
If you want to bring those charges, that's fine. But when we go to court and they convict me in a local court, I will go to Supreme Court and you will be held accountable and liable for those charges, just like a credit card. You cannot bring charges and not be held liable for them because the responsibility and onus is on the person bringing them. So I would hope that you'll be able to prove in a court of law, based on case law and everything else, that I don't have a right to not operate. See, this is the game. I don't have a right to take my private property from point A to point B, which like I said, the Supreme Court ruling is in that documentation I gave you. All the definitions are there. So I'm not coming from my own manifestation. I'm not coming from something that I want to be true or made up. I've read the definitions. I've gone through the case law. I've looked at the Supreme Court decisions. It's expressly stated in there. The law is expressed, not implied. This is my understanding of it. I'm a man who does no harm, and that's how I live my life. I live my life by truth and doing no harm. The law of love.
When you listen to this guy, when you listen to Paul, you kind of understand from what perspective he's seeing this, and I completely understand why he gets aggravated and he gets fucking angry with them, because he sees the low level fucking thinking that he has to deal with, and eventually he does go to the insults, but at the same time, I'd call it tough love. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he has to bring them to a certain level of understanding, which they obviously they're not necessarily open to, because pretty much all they want is to fill up their bonus quotas for the end of the month, so they get their fucking bonus.
Yeah, OTW, what it is like this. Okay, the man's talking like he either knows the law or has somebody close to him, or maybe like a lawyer or something. So they don't want to catch a fucking civil suit. When you even like have an onus of any knowledge and you present it to them, like, yeah, you know what? I have to fill my quota. I'm gonna go fucking fuck with someone else. Leave this guy alone, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
low hanging fruit. So low hanging.
He's got a good point there when he says to the cop, I've had problems before. Any information I give you, will be used against me. I don't know the total differences between Canada and the United States, but I know in Canada, the Motor Vehicle Act is what regulates us. And it says directly in the Motor Vehicle Act, whether you're a driver or not, if you're in a vehicle with a motor and whatever else, and you're on the Canadian public roadways, you have an obligation to show your ID. So they have us clapped up like that, but it sounds like maybe the States has different shit.
Well, it's just
I tried it. I live in Canada, dude. I'm in Quebec, and I tried this. I did it twice. I tested the waters. I did it twice, and somewhere they become very aggressive, just like you see the cops do in the United States. It's the same thing here. They start putting their hands on their guns, and they start like, dude, we're gonna pull you out of your car. You don't fuck around. And why are you doing this? Why don't you just comply? And I told him, I have rights, man. I don't have to comply under the law of the land. I don't need to provide you any fucking identification if I didn't harm anybody, if I haven't caused any actual crime where there's an actual person involved, but the only thing I had the first time was because I was going 25 kilometers an hour faster than the limit, and the second time was because one of my headlights was out.
But here's the thing, I want to help you realize the difference real quick, man, and our attempt to by trying to articulate the fact that you know, it's the exact same thing here. And you notice how even Paul slipped up there and he used the term operate because that's a commercial term. So that's how they get you tripped up if you presume and assume you know that, you know, you got to recognize that the terms mean whatever they define them as, because definitions like a dictionary doesn't define a word, it describes how the term is being used. So
Exactly. It's describing
that,
the situation, right?
right,
In
so
Canada,
we presume that we're drivers because it says that we're in a but if you had the terminology appropriate, where you're not using those commercial terms, like you're or not operating, but you're traveling in an automobile, you know, which is not a motor vehicle. They're actually distinctly different in those definitions. So, you know, that's how they get you caught up. I didn't articulate that very clearly, but
Right. Because an automobile and a motor vehicle is actually, there's a difference in the weight.
in Canada,
Well,
it's not so
discrepancy
much
there.
what you're driving. It's not so much what you're driving in Canada. It's where you're driving is how they get you. So what they'll say is, well, you are on a publicly funded government-owned road, right? And the Motor Vehicle Act says if you're on a government road, a highway or whatever, town road, then you have to show your shit. That's how they get you here, right?
But you
Never
can't
fucking
play.
get you
You
to
can't play their fucking game. Okay, you want to play their game? Look what they did to the truckers in Canada, for example. You know what I mean? Oh, now they're taking all your property, your fucking bank, everything you've ever owned. You know, just take it.
Dude, they've
we're fucked
installed a
anyways.
new law in Canada, all right,
Yeah,
for
we're
fucking speech crimes, dude. You can go to prison for
Just
life
fucking
for
take
speech
it.
crimes, man. They're going absolutely
Exactly.
fucking mad.
That's what I mean. It's like fucking. We got Castro over here. I've been to Cuba before too. That's a funny thing.
Yeah. You got Canadians wanting to fucking leave the country now just because of all this bullshit.
Dude, I want to leave the country. Just when I heard that one, I said, okay, now it's really time to
I'm
get the fuck
about
out of
to.
here.
Bro, I've already been setting up. I'm setting up shop in Thailand. I'm already living like fucking like a king over there with the fucking, you know, the weed's legal, everything. I'm going fucking Thailand, setting up shop. You know what I mean? Fuck Canada. I'm gonna go to Thailand and kick fucking bamboo trees all day. You know what I mean,
yeah,
learn some Muay Thai.
those who are willing to stand on those principles are wanted and needed here. I mean, fuck, you're welcome. Please get over here.
Hey, but you can still work. You can still work. You can have. You don't have to be completely locked down in here. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
I
You can
believe
have
that
other
the
stuff.
United States is like the land of opportunity. Like here in Quebec, you can't
used
start a
to
business
be.
without the government fucking taking it, taking all the profits, fucking really rubbing it in with all kinds of fucking different permits and licenses and fucking government fucking regulating, you know, whatever, man. Even insurances are out of like completely fucking insane. So it's
Carbon
like,
tax,
you know,
baby. Carbon
You need like 20 grand, you know, just for the permit to sell hot dogs or some shit over here.
right, exactly. It's
It's like, what the
crazy
fuck?
shit, dude. It's crazy
That's
shit
true.
here in Quebec.
That's true. Yeah.
I know it's true. I tried. I wanted to start a food truck. I actually had I bought like one of my friends made a food truck. I bought it off him for really cheap because he wanted to bring it to Chile. But it didn't fit in the container. So after all, he says, well, I got to get rid of it and I'm going to Chile. So do you want it? And I go, yeah, I'll take it. And so I got it for a few grand. And I actually, when he came back, you know what happened? I ended up giving it back to him because I didn't have it. I couldn't get permits for it. I could literally not get any permits to have the food truck run up and running. It was impossible. It was insane how much
Because
money I had to
they're
invest.
trying to block you. They're trying to block you like crazy for any little business trying to.
And you
these
have
guys
to
are
pass
they're
through all
fucking
kinds of
parasites,
fucking
bro. They're vampires.
special organizations to be scheduled into all of these particular events that are happening. Like, let's say here we have boat races and shit like that and all kinds of different things. But you have to be a part of that committee or know somebody in that committee to get your food truck referred so you can actually make money with your fucking food truck, because you can't just even with your permit,
the zoning,
you can't
right?
hold on,
Because
listen, let me finish. Even with your permits, you can't just take your food truck and go on the side of the road and start selling hot dogs. No. That's not how it works.
There's a specific area, and there's some areas are locked
Exactly.
down.
Right.
High traffic volume areas are already locked down.
You know,
they'll
or else
shoot you for that
your
shit.
food truck, you'd make too much money with it.
Bro, they
You know,
will
and they
shoot
don't
you
want
for
you to
that
make
if
too
you go on
much
that
money.
tear. Bro,
I
have you heard
remember
about it's like, hold on quickly. It's like the tow truck wars. You heard about the tow truck wars over here? Bro, the tow truck drivers are packing each other and shit. They're like lighting each other's fucking tow trucks on fire, shooting each other. They're literally like doing hits on each other over tow truck area.
I remember when I was
the hot dog guy will pack you, bro. The fuck?
When I was a kid, I used to go to Canadian Tire, and there was always a guy with a hot dog cart outside Canadian Tire selling hot dogs, chips, and pop. I actually ended up having a conversation with the same guy when I was an adult, and we were talking about his business, and he was bitching about it too. He said, I used to just come here. I had a thing with the manager. He allowed me to park my cart here and sell my hot dogs, this and that. And then at some point, I don't know exactly what the time frame was, but at some point things changed. Now he has to buy a license from the fucking town, a business license. He's got to comply with all the food safe, which I agree with that. But I mean, we're talking hot dogs here. You cook them, you fucking eat them, right?
Yeah, it's
so
a
now
steamer,
part of his
portable steamer.
now,
I mean, what the fuck? What do you need? It's like how hard
right.
is
Even
it
that
to
is a misunderstanding, right? I mean, the state can't come in and regulate.
You cut out, Paul. So you get to meet Paul in person, Stick. He's here.
Oh, is that Paul there?
Yeah, that's him right now. But his mic cut out or something.
I don't want to speak for him or anything, but I think what he was probably going to say was, how can the government tell Canadian Tire what to do in their own parking lot? You know what I mean? If the guy's got to deal with the manager at Canadian Tire manager says, yeah, go ahead and sell your hot dogs and fucking
you need permission. You need permission from the
right, because he becomes a third party to the exactly.
Yeah.
So that becomes a responsibility of the company that's established there, let's say Canadian Tire, right? Not the responsibility of the. But now that what the city does is they make that their responsibility, and then they do like the road laws. They install, they give you tickets for fucking all kinds of shit. Your cart's not correct. It's got a little bit of rust on the bottom. They give you a ticket. Whatever, they'll find any discrepancy possible to make sure to discredit you, give you tickets, run you out of business, even if you're trying to be in business.
Yeah, you got the bylaw officers, the bylaw guys run around. You know what I mean? They're out there.
Heaven forbid you start slamming drugs in your fucking arm, and then you don't get in trouble for the drugs. You don't get in trouble for loitering. You don't get in trouble for the huge shopping cart full of diseased shit that you're pushing around town. Not only that, you get free shit. So it's almost fucking smarter just to be homeless and start doing drugs.
It's set up for this reason. That's what they want people to think and go to.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point. You're pointing out why these codes and statutes exist, because what already exists before that is the subconscious lack of accountability and responsibility that the majority of the public displays. They want the government to come in and set a bunch of codes that if they follow them, they could say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't conscious or aware of anything else I was doing, right? Oh, as long as you put the hot dogs at 130 degrees, you pass the code and everything else is cool. No, there might be 10 things you got to do. One of them is not be a filthy animal, right? So the people want the liability removed from them, and the government's all too ready to come in and give them that at a price, their rights and their freedom and free trade.
I just wanted a fucking hot dog.
Well, that's what it is, though.
But bro, that's the point. How many folks make hot dogs every day and quote unquote can't hand them out at the end of the night because they're going to get sued or brought to jail because the hot dog was over 4 hours OSHA code, whatever it was, right? You got starving people who can't eat now because we can't take on our own liability, responsibility, and accountability. You want liability.
It's even less than the fucking 4 hours. That's a funny thing. Yeah, you got to throw it in the garbage, right? It's fucking. Yeah, you're not allowed to give it out to people. That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, God forbid everyone just live dangerously free and take their own chances. If you eat the fucking hot dog and you get sick, well, then you got to deal with that. That's called being a fucking man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You're afraid of hot dogs now? Well, you're afraid of your own fucking shadow too, huh? There you go.
I'll be honest, I'm kind of afraid of hot dogs, man. All that.
I wouldn't eat it, babe. I wouldn't eat them. I wouldn't eat them unless I had to. But
I'm afraid of how you use hot dogs. You don't use them orally. You get my point? You don't eat them. You do something else with the frozen hot dogs, and then they smell funny when we have the barbecue.
That's why he's going to Thailand.
Oh, so that's why Lester's tastes so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there you go. You know,
holy shit.
All right, I gotta go take a fucking sick dump, and I'm sick. So fucking thanks for having me on. Nice to meet you guys.
Hey, man.
And fucking hey.
You should have
Peace out,
followed
and-
those hot dog codes.
Make sure you check out Proper Instruction Motivates People, man. Paul and Slave, check them out.
Bro, buddy, you should have
will
heated
now,
it
yeah.
past 130
Sounds like he knows his
degrees,
shit.
bro. This is what happens when you don't heat it past 130 degrees. Now you got to go fuck up the porcelain. You know, there you go, bro.
All right, cheers, boys.
All right. See you around, Stick.
All right, bud.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to let you guys go. Paul's going live in a few, and I've already fucking
coming over or
overstepped my
what?
time. Yeah, sure.
I'll pop up if you want, bro. I don't know if you
Oh
want
God,
No,
he
it's
didn't
okay.
ask you, man. He doesn't really
Oh,
care
all
about
right.
what the fuck you.
Well, I'm gonna
I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm good today.
It's not a fucking offer. I'm telling you. I'm popping up over there, you fucking idiot. Today. I'm sorry to tell you. You can let me on. It's up to you.
Tribe's on one today. He's insulting everybody
Yeah,
right off the
no,
bat.
no,
I can
it's
tell.
like
He's sick of it.
Tribe. We see you
I
here
wasn't-
on
I wasn't
StreamYard.
asking you.
We see your comments. Like even if you're over there hiding on Pineal's panel.
They love doing that game, right? They'll go over to whoever's chained you and then try to shit talk from a place where they think they can't be reached out and touched. That's when I just disconnect Penal's stream every time. And then he goes, oh, man. I go, bro, when are you going to learn?
Why do you
He just
always
wants
reach-
anyone in that chat,
Why you always
right? So he'll just let
reach-
people shit talk me just to have people in his chat. And I got to disconnect them.
Make your own content, fucking Sean.
I mean, I
Stop
guess
being
watch
straight.
time hours doesn't really mean shit when you're not monetized, right? So I probably shouldn't give such a
Yeah, bro, none of that shit matters. That's what I'm saying. In order for you to take control completely of yourself and your broadcast, you got to decide what the fuck really matters and what doesn't.
Pineal, that
Right.
I believe that's being lazy. Unless
Right, you
what's
got caught-
happening is like breaking news. You know, then you go
Right.
over there and you
Bro,
fucking
the
restream it
issue-
right
the
there. You
issue
get it
with
on record. You
Pineal-
got it. If ever that person fucking takes it down, you have it, right? But
Look
besides
at Tribe.
that,
He
there's no
says I'm
point.
late to my broadcast. If I am the broadcast, how could I ever be late? When I show up is when it starts. So I'm always right on time.
Exactly. That's my philosophy too. That's how I think, man. That's what I tell my boss when I arrive at work. He goes, "Why are you late?" I go, "I'm not late." He goes, "Yes, you are. You're like fucking 5-10 minutes late." I go, "No, dude, I'm arriving on my time." This is my. I'm
Man,
not
he must
late,
love
man.
that. That must
Oh,
go over
no.
real well at an organization you
No,
don't run.
He even looked at me once. He goes, like, because it happens often, right? Because I'm always late. And he looks at me, he goes, "Why are you late this time?" I go, "I don't have any excuses for you. What the fuck am I gonna stand here and look at you and give you a bunch of excuses? I'm late. That's it."
Yeah, you walk in and you tell them, listen, bro, I'm the one who makes the shit happen around here. So whenever I show up is the right time. That's all you need to know.
That's pretty much the way I see it, man. It's like I'm the star here when I walk in, man. You guys just step aside, man. Just let that fucking star do his fucking thing and walk right back out on the red carpet, man. That's how I see it. I guess I'm too pretentious, but what the hell? I'm still the fucking best cook in there anyway.
Bro, I would not eat any food from you except the poutine. That's the only food I'm accepting from you. You better make a proper poutine, bro. You know how to deal with it, or
Dude,
what?
you if I'd give you dude, I have a fucking submarine that would knock your socks off.
All right, submarine and a poutine. There you go. You're fucking French Canadian.
All right, so what time is it now? Okay, guys, we gotta end this. I gotta get out of here.
Is there any way you
Yeah,
could?
so I'm
shoot
gonna
this
I'm
up?
gonna come on over and like, what time are you starting your stream? I'm looking now. I'm fucking all stressed out.
Can you just pin the other comment? OTW, Paul enslaved ruined Jack Talcott's reputation, please.
Hold on.
Really, any of them. It's just a great name and picture, and it's just great, creative. It's amazing.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
just want to be clear that his reputation was already destroyed before he got online. I just helped to further that endeavor.
Don't talk with your mouth
Dude,
full, Paulie.
First of all, Paul, I even mentioned it like when they that moniker showed up first in chat. When I saw it, I started laughing, and I said, I pointed it out right away. I said, no. I said, Jack ruined his own reputation all by himself. He didn't need Paul. I mean, first of all, let me point out that it wasn't Paul that came up with the nickname Skidmark. All right. Now, no normal human being would actually come onto YouTube on a live stream in bunch of an audience and tell them that their nickname used to be Skidmark. I mean, you fucking
But
pretty
just
much
think about
ruined-
how unthankful and ungrateful he is. He already destroyed his reputation before he came online with everybody. I gave him a reputation of being the best, worst person ever in life. Like everyone loves him now, even though he's the worst person ever and has no credibility and reputation. I did that. I made you see all of the highest good and love in Jack Talcott, where there is nothing but incompetence, intransigence, and lack of capability.
Well, there's one thing, Paul, you might not have noticed, but mainstream, like I'm a Cinevar, so I watch a lot of movies. They're pushing the anti-hero. So we're pretty much on the ball when you look at it. You know, like that's what's happening.
I gave the loser failures of this realm a hero and an idol. And this is the thanks I get.
That's long live America.
I think I got it down now. Joe Cool's, you got the ta, and then you got OTW. It's ta, something like that. I'm working on it.
You motherfucker.
That's a good one.
You motherfuckers.
Back to
Not
the
bad.
fucking drawing board, bro. You guys are, bro. You know what's funny? You're talking about these other people constantly, though. It says more about you.
Good stuff.
I don't know. I was like a mosquito was bugging me. I just like had to fucking whack it away or something. It's like I had to get rid of that mosquito.
It was probably on the key on the same button that you used to remove cage. Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's actually a hotkey on the computer, and I actually rubbed out the letter and I wrote I painted it red, and it was especially for cage.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Paul? I mean,
a special button. Okay, I'll show you the button. You fucking weirdo. Fine. You guys are
I don't know if you caught.
You're a bunch of retards. I'm sorry to tell you.
What?
Okay. I don't know. I didn't
I was
really
just
understand
asking-
what he was saying. He's like mumbling in the background.
Yeah,
there's some
Cage
noise
Tard is
in the
mumbling
background.
again. He's known for that. That's his bit.
It's the fucking headphones, bro. Hold on. Give me a
Camera
second.
2, Cage, mumble incoherently.
All right, now you can hear me, okay? Oh, now you can hear me. Okay, the headphones are gone. Now you can fucking hear me.
And please
Your
add a little bit more lisp. A little more lisp to it, please.
I'm gonna say in Japanese.
Just a little.
I'm gonna say in fucking Japanese. What language would you like me to say it in for you? Non-mumbly. What dialect do you want to hear it in, bro? Come on, man.
We don't really want to hear anything from you, Cage, honestly.
Well, exactly.
Right.
I don't. Perfect. It's too late though. You don't have to. You don't. Your wants and your life. Just you don't have to want anything. It's gonna happen.
How long is he going to do this? How long?
I don't know.
Forever.
I don't know. It's like,
How
until
long
we
do you have?
finish.
How high can you count?
Cage, you don't have to do this anymore, bro. Joseph
How high
revealed
can
that the other day.
you, Paul?
You got that from Jack Paul.
Can't face me.
All right. So the portal is set up, ladies and gentlemen. You will be portaled over to Mr. Proper Instruction Motivates People, Mr. Enslaved himself. So buckle up. The teleportation will be happening in a few minutes.
All right, let Peanut Power and Cage do the beta babble mumble.
Good idea.
Cash out. Like 5 more minutes.
Okay, this is
One more
OTW.
word, you're gonna be fired.
Signing out. We'll leave you with Pineal Power and Cage Tard.
All right, tell me about Malkuth. Malkuth. No, Malkuth.
Malkuth. That's where you're stuck in.
So
Physicality.
Malkuth is the cage that we're stuck in, kind of sort of thing like that.
Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe like you got to stop fucking around with those mango trees, buddy. You got hit in the head one too many times, and the mango comes and hits you in the head.
Yeah, I think it was like three or four times there, probably. So tell me more about this what do you call it? This Tubal Cain character. Who is this Tubal Cain?
That's
he a
not
nice
for the
guy?
goy, bro. You can't. That's goy talk.
What's his whole shtick? Right. good stuff. It's good stuff, Gage. Well, I guess that's all I got. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I'm a surprise guy. They don't see me coming. I'm kind of retarded. I'm kind of retarded. I'm kind of retarded. I'm kind of retarded.
So when are we going to get right for ourselves and each other and stop the content, non-tent, bit, non-bit, using all my words and lingo, trying to be me and do what I do, and then just wind up embarrassing yourselves and everybody?